Hi, gang. It's Patrick.
And Adam.
Coming up on today's episode, we read some listener feedback, discuss the latest Disney news, and we review the recently released remake of The Lion King. As always, we close out the show with some quick D. All that and more on today's episode of Gays Do the D.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Adam, Cherry Blossom Hummel.
Patrick, Peaches Kazuki.
Oh, we're fruity today.
And every day.
Yeah, today, every single day of our lives. How's it going, dude?
Fabulous. I've got your lovely dog, Ella.
Yes, trapped.
Right next to me on the couch.
Trapped,
I got
really.
my arm around her. I love how meaty she is.
How very dare you.
Compared to Penny. Penny's such a little, elf.
Yeah.
You know, but Ella's got some...
Ella's a butch queen.
She she is built like a brick house.
Now, you say you have your arm around her, but I'm calling it a stronghold. A headlock, if you will.
She likes it.
She can't breathe, but
she's into it.
She seems fine.
She's into it.
Yeah, she's our guest in the studio today.
Welcome, Ella.
Because it's 1 million degrees upstairs right now.
And out in the world,
yes.
Frankly. It's a hot, hot summer here.
Yeah, you basically get out of your car and swim to get to my house.
Mm-hmm.
It's insanity. Mm-hmm. Luckily, my basement is cool, cool, cool.
It is.
So speaking of things that are cool, Adam...
Yeah?
We've got some cool listeners, don't we?
Wow, Patrick. That may be your best segue.
I know.
Ever.
I'm pretty much amazing.
We do have one new listener. Her name is Camilla or Camila.
Ooh.
You can find her on Instagram at Cetic Camilla. It's CETICAMILA.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Camila or Camilla, for listening. We appreciate it.
You know your name.
We also have to extend a thank you to listener Cynthia, who you can find on Instagram at Cynthia_TX, who recommended us to a person on Instagram looking for new podcasts to listen to.
We've been recommended?
We've been recommended.
By Cynthia, no less.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks, Cynthia.
Mm-hmm.
I like to believe it's Cynthia Nixon.
Probably.
Okay.
She moved to Texas.
Miranda. It's my Steve impression.
Oh, okay. I was like, was that supposed to be your Cynthia Nixon impression?
Yeah, it's that too. It's the same. One and the same.
Word of mouth is probably the best advertising we can get, Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
So we highly encourage all of our listeners to spread the word.
Spread anything you want.
Okay. And let people know about us.
I'm punchy today.
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tell all your friends. If you don't have any friends, tell all your enemies. That would be me. I'm in that category of no friends.
You are my frenemy.
Oh, I like
think.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why we started a podcast together.
Mm-hmm. So thanks again, Cynthia, for recommending us.
Thanksies.
We also heard from some listeners this week regarding our segment last week, A Walk in the Park Tomorrowland.
We sure did. People had some things to say to us.
They did.
Should we read some of them?
Let's do that.
Okay, so Adam and Josh wrote into us. They're on Instagram at Adam_Josh_B. They say, OMG, we so agree about turning Tomorrowland into a 1960s retro futuristic vision of the future. Bring back the silver bubble spacesuits for the cast members. Bring back the plastic house of the future. Bring back the people mover in Disneyland. Make Autopia retro and electric. It would be way more fun to walk through what people from the past thought our future would look like, rather than thinking everything looks dated in a bad way.
I agree.
Fair enough.
Take it back to that 1960s pristine, positive view of the future.
I feel like there's a happy medium we can find in this. Don't you think?
No.
Okay, great.
No, I think it's my way or the highway. Get out of here.
Well, that's true for most things.
Yeah. We also heard from Simon, who you can find on Instagram at SimeyBear. Hi, Simon.
Hi.
Simon says, I think for the first time in 44 episodes, I disagree with Adam. Rude.
Ooh, I knew I liked you.
I love Tomorrowland. The background music loop is my favorite in all of Magic Kingdom.
Oh.
And People Mover is in my top 3 rides. I love the retro future charm of it all. And Simon is referring to the fact that I said Tomorrowland is actually my least favorite land in the Magic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. And you don't like the decor of it.
Not the current decor, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're very wrong according to me and Simon.
That's 2 against 1.
That's 2 against 1, and we will fight you to the end.
Frenemy.
Frenemies. Last but not least, we had Lucian write in, Lucky Lemansky, who I believe is Lucian from the Disney store here in Minnesota.
Oh.
Oh, so this is kind of a sorry about it, as pronounced by Lucian to us. Lucian says, a note about Sunny Eclipse's restaurant, Cosmic Rays. During parties later at night, the bays serve all the same food.
Oh.
So that's good to know.
I didn't know that.
Because we had said earlier that they all serve different things, which might still be true during the day.
Right.
But according to Lucian, at night, they serve the same things. So thanks for writing in, everybody. We love it when you do that. Adam.
Yes, Patrick.
I have got a special treat for us.
What's that?
Somebody sent us some D in a box.
Is that like the end of 7? What's in the box?
What's in the box? No, we got some D mail.
D-mail.
Do you like that?
I love it.
Okay, so our friend of the pod, frequent listener and frequent commenter, one of our ATLDs, Kale, sent us a little gift in the mail.
It's not so little. It's in a very big box.
It is enormous. It looks like a really big D in a box. Can't stop, won't stop.
It's my D in a box.
That's right. We should also say that Kale sent us a little note via Instagram.
Okay.
I'm going to read that now. Hey, guys, you have a gift heading your way from me. I didn't attach a card to the package because I can't be bothered. Thank you guys for hosting such a badass podcast and keeping us all entertained. Much love, Kale.
Oh, that's so nice.
How sweet is that?
Let's get to the present.
That's all you want is gifts.
Yeah.
Now, Kale's address, no, I'm just kidding. So I have not opened this. It actually came right after we stopped recording last week.
Yeah.
It came in the mail, and I have been just looking at it for 1 full week.
I hope it wasn't alive.
Oh, no, what if it's a cat?
Yeah.
What if it's like Christmas Vacation, where she wraps the cat?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
She wrapped up her damn cat.
We're going to find out what it is. Are you ready for this?
I'm excited. Now, Mark and Roger also sent us something, so that means that all of the Atlanta Ds have sent us things in the mail.
It's true. We've gotten gifts from all 3 Ds.
So what about the rest of our listeners? When are we going to get stuff from them?
Oh, dear. That's problematic.
I'm kidding.
But we do enjoy gifts, everybody.
Well, why not? Yeah, you can hear it being ripped open in the background.
I'm just tearing it open like a bear getting in a picnic basket. Do they actually do that? Okay, I'm reaching into the box. It's something very soft.
There should be a gay bar called the Picnic Basket, a Bears bar called the Picnic Basket.
You should... $1 million idea.
Yeah, no one else take that.
Don't do it, folks. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I'm pulling this out of the box.
Okay.
It's a Disney bag.
Oh.
So it must be from the Disney store.
I like it already.
All right, I'm going to reach into this bag now. I'm reaching into the sack.
I love that Patrick is maintaining eye contact with me and not looking.
I'm brave. I just reach right into anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's a plush of some kind.
Oh.
Okay, I'm taking my mouth off of the microphone to look into the bag. Oh, it's adorable. And there's 2 of them. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
So as you know, Kale was just in New York.
Yes.
To sing at Carnegie Hall.
Yes.
We should start calling him Carnegie Kale. That's your new nickname forever. Carnegie Kale.
I bet he'll love it.
And he sent us...
Oh my gosh.
Statue of Liberty Minnie Mouse.
Look how adorable that is.
It is the most adorable thing I can think of. Wow, and I wonder if you can only get these in New York. I imagine, right?
I'm into this, Kale.
These are beautiful.
First of all, she's wearing a very smart, sassy Statue of Liberty dress, but it's cut short because she's Minnie.
That's right.
And she's got some serious purple eyeshadow going on.
Oh, and on the bottom it says Disney Store, New York. How delightful is that?
I love it so much.
Yeah, these are amazing. Thank you, Carnegie Kale. That's what it is forever. Forever now.
Thank you so much, Kale. This is really sweet of you. And we'll get a picture of these and post them on our Instagram account at GDTD Podcast.
100%. Now, Adam, these are not dog toys.
No.
Do not give it to Penny.
No.
If I come over there and it's in her mouth, I'm going to slap your dog.
You know, I told you we got that Chewbacca for her from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, a $100 Chewbacca doll, right?
That thing is destroyed.
Of course it is.
Poor Chewbacca.
I can't believe you gave it to Penny. I'm so mad at you.
It was cute for a minute. It was cute for a minute.
Oh, these are great. Thanks so much, Carnegie Kale.
Thank you, Kale.
We have the best Atlanta Ds. Hopefully this will start a gifting war between them. That's my wish.
Well, Patrick, we have some anniversaries to talk about this week, don't we?
We certainly do. We have 2 anniversaries, and both of them are 2 of my favorite movies.
Okay, I'm excited.
Are you ready for this?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, we'll start with the oldest one. On July 28th, 1951, Alice in Wonderland was released.
Your very favorite.
My very favorite movie.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I forgot to look up how old that is.
Someone out there with a calculator, do the math.
So 68 years old. I just did the quick math in my head.
Wow. Wow.
Good job, Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that again. I watch it like maybe once every 2 months. It's so good. It's so beautiful.
It really is a beautiful movie. All that Mary Blair styling.
A quintessential classic Disney movie.
Love it.
And then on July 24th, 1985, The Black Cauldron was released.
Oh, The Black Cauldron.
Such a good, underrepresented, lesser known, I think, Disney movie.
Is it good? I honestly do not remember.
It is.
I think the first and last time I saw it was in the movie theater.
Oh, okay.
So this will be a wonderful take two for us to do.
Oh, for sure. That's a good idea. We should do that for our next take two.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful movie. It's actually really beautiful. It reminds me a lot of Sword in the Stone, kind of,
Yeah.
and how it's drawn and laid out story-wise.
Uh-huh.
It's really good.
Yeah.
So The Black Cauldron turns 34 years old on July 24th.
That means I was 6 when I saw it.
It does.
Wow. Little 6-year-old Adam.
My husband was not born yet.
Neither was Matthew.
Far from it.
They're only 1 year apart.
That's so much time. That's a whole living being
Get
apart.
out of here.
So happy anniversary, The Black Cauldron, and my favorite movie, Alice in Wonderland.
Before we dive into the news, Patrick, we need to remind people that we do have a Patreon page.
We sure do.
Which they can access through our website at gaysdothed.com.
And just click on that donate button and you'll be led to our Patreon page.
That's right. And for everyone who's already a patron, we're going to be doing a little Gays Do the D raw and uncut episode that will be released simultaneously with this episode.
I love it. These are so fun to do, and you have no work to do for them. No editing at all.
This week, we're going to be talking about 3 big rumors that were kind of circulating this week.
Rumor has it. Are we going to let anyone else know what the rumors are, or do they have to be a patron to know even the topic?
Should I say what one of the rumors is?
I wish you would tell me at least so I know what we're talking about.
It was in the show notes, Patrick.
I don't read, Adam.
Okay.
This is all off the top of my head.
That's fine. One of the rumors we're going to be talking about has to do with Tesla.
Ooh.
The car company Tesla. And Tomorrowland.
Interesting.
And so that's all I'll say about that, but you can pretty much piece it together.
Do I have to donate to be part of the conversation on Patreon?
I wish you would.
I should start pulling my weight somehow.
I was going to say your donation is the conversation itself, but it's really not.
No.
It's a struggle to pull a conversation out of you at any point of the day.
Absolutely. It's really a detriment to our listeners that I have to talk at all. For those of you who don't know, on Patreon, for as little as $1 a month reoccurring, you can become a member of our Patreon page. And there are certain tiers that you can donate into as well that might get you a little gift from Gays Do the D.
And when Patrick says might, he means will.
Absolutely will.
Will get you a gift.
After 2 months of being a donor in any of those levels.
That's right. And obviously you get exclusive perks like Gays Do the D Raw and Uncut, which is a mini episode and just us chatting and being catty and delightful.
Delightful? Is that the word you're going to use? Me, maybe. You, not so much. Catty. Rude. Mean. Lovable.
Got anything else?
Terrible.
Okay.
And friendly.
Okay, terrible and friendly. Nice.
So stop listening right now. Well, put us on pause. Don't just stop listening altogether. Go over to gaysdothed.com.
Yeah.
Click on donate.
Yeah.
Become a patron on Patreon and enjoy Adam and I raw and uncut. Is that weird to say? Felt wrong, but it felt a little right.
Okay.
In different places.
That didn't help. That didn't help.
We should move on.
Let's move on right into the news, shall we?
I like it. 2 more actors are currently in talks to join the cast of The Little Mermaid. So exciting.
Very exciting.
The news just keeps getting better and better, I have to say, for this cast. So are you ready for it?
Yes.
Okay. This one's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Harry Styles, formerly of the group One Direction,
Yes.
is in talks to play Prince Eric.
Oh.
Interesting.
He's got a good face.
He does. He's not terrible to look at.
He's real pretty.
That's what makes you beautiful.
And I was impressed with his acting in Dunkirk.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah, I think he's a decent choice, right?
I think so.
I wonder if this means that they're going to give him a song.
Oh, they're for sure giving Prince Eric a song. You know, I was thinking last week about the fact that there isn't really a song when they're exploring the village. You know, when they go out in the carriage and like explore the village. I bet they're going to have kind of like a little love song or popular like falling in love song during that time.
Sure. Wasn't there one in the Broadway production? Didn't he have a song?
Probably. I did not care for the Broadway production.
Fair enough. So the second actor, Javier Bardem, is now in talks to play King Daddy Triton.
Oh, interesting.
I'm hoping for sort of a No Country for Old Mermen situation.
I was about to say the exact same thing.
You were?
The exact same thing. I hope they give Triton that bowl cut.
Oh my gosh. That would be fantastic.
It's just pure white, though. It's a white bowl cut on Javier Bardem.
I love that.
Yeah.
So if they are cast, they would join, of course, Halle Bailey, hashtag Yas Halle, Jacob Tremblay, and Aquafina, and potentially Melissa McCarthy in the cast of The Little Mermaid.
So interesting that the first name we heard was Melissa McCarthy, and yet we have not received confirmation that she's accepted the role of Ursula.
For sure. I wonder, I feel like she's a big enough star now that she might have some contract issues.
Oh, yeah. She might be like, I need more.
I need a little bit more.
I want more.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So we were talking a little bit earlier about the songs in the movie.
Yeah.
There's no word yet on if they're going to use any of the Broadway songs in this movie. It has, however, been reported that Alan Menken is updating the previous movie's score, and he'll compose at least one new song with lyrics by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes.
Super interesting. This team in place, Alan Menken, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Rob Marshall, and producer Mark Platt, is set up for success. This is a recipe for success, I have to admit. At least I want it to be.
I want it to be too.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more skeptical, I think, at this point. But we'll see.
Platt and Rob Marshall, they both produced and directed Aladdin, which we both liked, and Mary Poppins Returns, which we both liked, and were pretty big hits.
Yeah.
So this has a lot riding on it, I feel like. And with this being the 30th anniversary of Little Mermaid this year, and everyone just loves this movie, it's sort of the first one that started the renaissance of Disney.
Yes.
This needs to be a good movie.
It absolutely needs to be a good movie. Do you think they're going to write in a scene where Harry Styles and Javier Bardem kiss?
I hope so. Although that would be a little weird.
It's going to be fun to watch Harry Styles play that lute on the beach.
Gross.
Pucker up, Harry. In our last episode, we reported via a story by WDW News Today that a few of the Disney Skyliner stations in Walt Disney World would be opening on or around August 29th, 2019, the opening date for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disney's Hollywood Studios. This week, Disney Parks blog announced that Skyliner gondolas will officially begin transporting guests around Walt Disney World Resort on Sunday, September 29th, 2019. So this doesn't necessarily mean that the story we reported on last week is untrue. It just means that the official start date for all of the gondolas, except for the gondolas going to the Riviera Resort, will be September 29th, 2019.
Got it. So they didn't kill the rumor that some of the gondolas will be open right before Galaxy's Edge.
That's right. They didn't dispel that. They just said that the official start date is September 29th.
Excellent.
For those of you that don't know, Disney Skyliner connects Disney's Hollywood Studios and Epcot to 4 resort hotels: Disney's Art of Animation Resort, Disney's Pop Century Resort, Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, and the new Disney's Riviera Resort scheduled to open in December 2019.
I'm so excited for these.
Me too. I wonder if they're going to be like just wildly popular, and I wonder if those resorts that they do service will go up significantly in price.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I know people just ride the monorail for no reason.
Oh, why?
It's kind of fun. You get nice views that you don't normally see.
I get it. Yeah.
Will there be a Skyliner crawl?
Only for those that have vertigo.
Because they'll be crawling after they get off of it.
They will be terrified.
Interesting. I'm going to bring a flask on mine. I'm not going to lie about it.
It could be called the Flask and Fly.
Oh, I like that name.
Thank you.
I hate it, actually.
Oh.
This fall, Disney World is offering a couple of enticing offers for guests to visit the parks and stay on property. Select resorts are offering up to 20% discounts for stays September 1st through the 28th, most Sunday through Thursday nights from September 29th through November 11th, and for most nights November 10th through December 24th. For a full list of the resorts and their exact discounts, you can go to the Disney World website and search special offers. Or if you would prefer to save your money a different way, you can take advantage of a free Disney dining plan offer. Free dining plans will be offered with a non-discounted 5-night, 6-day vacation package that includes a park hopper option. The offer will be good for stays September 1st through the 18th, November 17th through the 27th, and December 8th through the 23rd. If you stay at a deluxe villa or deluxe resort, you'll get the regular dining plan option for free. And if you stay at a moderate or value resort, you'll get the quick service plan for free. And it's been my experience that you'll be able to upgrade from the quick service plan to a higher plan, but there will be an additional fee for that. And in the past, you've been able to take advantage of at least a discounted dining plan if you aren't planning to stay for the full 5-day, 6-night window. But for sure, you'll want to check on that, as I'm wrong about once a year.
This could be it.
This might be the
moment, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interestingly, this will be the first time ever that Disney has released a dining plan offer 3 times in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
So earlier this year, we reported that they offered up either a deeply discounted but not free offer or something like a 1 meal per day option.
Mm-hmm.
But this will now be back to the full-on, fully free Disney dining plan option that they've offered in the past, which is pretty cool.
What does this mean? 3 times in 1 year?
It means that they have very low attendance, I think. My hunch is that they are just simply not sure what to expect for crowds now that Galaxy's Edge is open in Disneyland and is not very popular yet.
Right.
And not very highly attended anyways. And they're wanting to attract as many people using as many ways as possible to the parks for the remainder of the year.
It sounds like they're not getting people to the resorts, right? They want people to stay on property.
That's right, because you have to stay on property to take advantage of these discounts.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people have been staying at some of the hotels that are more near Disney Springs.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because those are actually pretty cheap and smartly so. You can save a lot of money, especially if you're an annual pass holder. You don't have to stay on property and still get into the parks for free,
right,
and save a lot of money staying off property. But I like to stay on property, I have to admit. It's just easier.
It keeps you in that Disney bubble.
It keeps you in the bubble, and you just don't have to think about anything ever again once you get to your resort, because all your transportation is taken care of. Unless you want to get somewhere very quickly, then you'll have to use Uber or Lyft. And something else I should add, from what I know, at least as of today, the annual pass holder discounts have not yet fully rolled out for the fall. I think there's a couple of them here and there, but it's not saving you much money.
Okay.
So I'm interested to see if they're going to roll out a deeper discount for the fall, because they haven't done it yet, and they usually do it by now. And I want a cheap hotel for the Run Disney Wine and Dine. That's all I'm interested in. It's very selfish of me, but that's me. That's me. I wonder if we can help Disney drum up some business by going to the parks more often and having them announce our appearance at the parks. What do you think?
I don't think that would work.
I think you're very mistaken about that. People love us, Adam. Persons love us, Adam.
No.
We love ourselves, Adam.
D23 has announced some very exciting additional experiences and presentations coming to D23 Expo at the Anaheim Convention Center August 23rd through the 25th.
This is just going to depress me. I don't even want to listen anymore.
I don't know why I keep putting us through this. The fact that we're not going hurts.
It's the worst.
It hurts. But here we go.
Okay.
All weekend long, D23 Expo attendees can experience the Disney Parks Imagining Tomorrow Today Pavilion, which will give fans a unique look at the exciting developments underway at parks and resorts around the world, including the historic transformation of Epcot coming to Walt Disney World Resort. Also in the pavilion, fans can get a first look at Tony Stark's latest plans to recruit guests to join alongside the Avengers in fully immersive areas coming to Hong Kong, Paris, and California. Also announced are some new panel presentations, including the music and sounds of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at the D23 Expo Arena at 12:30 p.m. on Friday, August 23rd, Haunted Mansion celebrating 50 years at the D23 Expo Arena at 12:30 p.m. on Saturday, August 24th, inspiring women behind Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Stage 28 at 2:00 p.m. on Sunday, August 25th, and also on Sunday, August 25th, Mark Davis, in his own words, Imagineering the Disney theme park at Stage 28 at 5:30 p.m.
I want to go to that.
Me too. All of them sound amazing. And
so
there's more,
mad.
too. This is just like the tip of the iceberg.
So angry.
And don't forget that Chairman of Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products, Bob Chapek, will be presenting on Sunday, August 25th at 10:30 a.m. And we'll be posting all of the thrilling announcements that he's sure to make to our Instagram at GDTD Podcast.
I can't wait. I think there's going to be some exciting announcements happening this one.
Very, very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
For more information on tickets and D23 Expo 2019, visit d23expo.com.
You know, our friends JT and Melanie from the Disney Buzz are going to be there.
Are they?
Yes, I'm mad at them about it.
Are they going to be buzzed while they're there?
Probably. They have a signature cocktail for every episode they do, so hopefully they'll have a signature cocktail for every day that they're there, and they'll just get wasted and send me all the pictures and maybe their tickets. And I'll take you as if they do send me their tickets.
No, you won't.
I won't. I really won't.
Yeah.
I'll take Donald Duck instead.
Yep.
Adam, I've gone about 25 minutes without talking about Run Disney, so
Okay.
here we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
The Run Disney Wine and Dine Half Marathon Weekend finisher medals have been revealed. This is going to be the 10th anniversary of the Wine and Dine Half Marathon Weekend.
That's a decade.
You're correct. Good for you.
Thank you.
You go, Glen Coco. And this year, I have to say, the medals look amazing.
Okay.
They're interesting, though.
Yeah?
But they do look amazing.
Okay.
I'll talk about it in a second here. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So first up, the Fall Feast 5K medal features King Louie and Baloo from The Jungle Book. And it looks like Baloo is punching King Louie in the face.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you have to go over and see these medals. When you look at them initially, they're like, oh, beautiful. And then you scrutinize them and you go, what's happening in this photo?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. So the medal itself is sort of a copper color with a green neck strap. It's really pretty.
Beautiful.
The Wine and Dine 10K features Sven and Olaf from Frozen, and Olaf is snatching the race medal from Sven's neck. That's what it looks like.
That seems more accurate.
It's really weird, though. You have to look at it and go, what? What's going on in this picture? I don't understand. The medal itself is sort of an icy blue color, which is
Yes.
smart, with a blue neckband.
Beautiful.
The half marathon medal features Mickey Mouse, and Mickey is wearing sort of a Liberty Square outfit with a tri-tipped hat.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And he's holding some cherries.
Okay.
What? Why is he holding cherries?
George Washington chopped down a cherry tree.
Okay, maybe that's what it is. Maybe
And-
he's dressed as George Washington.
And all of the cherries fell into Mickey's bowl.
That must be it.
That's the story.
But
That's
why
the-
not like a pie or like an apple pie or something if you're going to go for an American theme? It's an odd choice. Just a handful of cherries. You know what I'm talking about?
Moving on.
Just grab a handful of those cherries. The
No.
medal itself is mostly silver with red, white, and blue coloring, and then the neckband is blue. And then the 2-course challenge medal is epic. It features the 3 caballeros, and the medal is shaped like the Mexico Pavilion building.
Oh, cool.
It's really cool. It's sort of a golden yellow color with some red highlights, and the neck strap is the same color. It's super beautiful.
I want that one.
I know. Just go steal one, I think.
Okay.
So last but not least, the Run Disney Kids Race medal features Timon, and the Run Disney Kids 1 Mile features Puma, and both of those medals are pink and blue, but they're inversed for each of the medals. So one is pink with blue highlights, and the other is blue with pink highlights.
Got it. Yeah.
So it's neat about all the medals this year, I think you'll love this, is that they all have a bit of a spaceship Earth pattern in the background.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really cool. So they're all a cohesive collection this year,
Yeah.
which is really neat. I really love that because I think this is the first year that the 5K runners will get to run through Epcot.
Okay.
So I think they're just tying all the races together in one cohesive collection.
I love it. It's like a Joan Rivers jewelry collection on QVC
Exactly what it's like.
or HSN.
Mickey for HSN.
I would think that would do incredibly well.
It probably would.
Yeah.
So all the races this year are sold out with the exception of both kids races. So Adam, there's still time for you to do the 1 mile.
I can do it.
You can do it. But as per usual, you can still try to enter by registering through a participating charity and run with them. And this year, all half marathon and 2-course challenge runners are invited to an after party at Epcot on the last night of the event. Runners can enter the park as early as 5 p.m., but the party won't start until 10 p.m. To learn more about Run Disney, head on over to rundisney.com. I'm going to party so hard at that party.
I think it's wise to do so. I think it's wise to run a race and just get as dehydrated as possible and then just drink around the world.
Absolutely. What could be a smarter decision than that?
And the fact that you can start at 5 p.m.
I mean,
means that you won't even make the party at 10 p.m.
I am probably going to meet a lot of people, but I won't remember anybody because I'll be so drunk.
You didn't need to qualify that.
I
with
did.
that
I feel like no
statement.
one knew where I was going with that.
Yeah.
If I throw up on you at the after party, I am really sorry. And you're welcome at the same time because that's a little souvenir that no one else has. Right? Am I right, guys? A spewveneer.
No.
You're not with me on this. You hate me today. None of my jokes. Trying to get you to laugh at my jokes today is like running a half marathon. I'm sweating. I'm tired.
It's clear to me you have not trained enough. We previously reported on the new fireworks spectacular coming to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom.
Yas, Queen.
Last week, Disney unveiled additional details about the spectacular, including its title, Patrick, which is Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular.
Ooh, I like it.
According to Disney Parks blog, the all-new nighttime extravaganza will be hosted by Jack Skellington from Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas and will feature state-of-the-art projection effects, lasers, lighting, and dazzling fireworks filling the sky above the Magic Kingdom. Jack has come to tell a not-so-scary story about how anything can happen on Halloween night. Jack's ghost dog, Zero, then flies off, carrying everyone along on a trick-or-treating adventure where 4 friends, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy, find themselves drawn into a mysterious haunted house. Their journey takes them from one room of the house to another, encountering dancing skeletons, waltzing ghosts, and a whole series of troublemaking Disney villains.
Super fun.
Yeah, this sounds really exciting.
I really want to go to this party.
Me too. There's actually one Halloween party when we're down there in August. Did you know
Shut
that?
your mouth right now.
Yeah.
What night?
That Friday night that we're there.
The first night I'm there.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's a Halloween party that night.
Dare we? Oh, we'll think about it.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh no.
I know.
I need to get another job. I might as well just work for Disney.
Yeah, it would save you a lot of money.
Yeah. I'll just put up my webcast again.
Is that really profitable?
I make upwards of $1 a week.
That sounds about right. In addition to Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party will include special enhancements to several attractions throughout the park. A new offering this year, guests who follow the treat trail to the Monster World at Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor will interact in all new ways with the comic cast of monsters as they learn about the curious human world holiday we call Halloween. As we previously mentioned, Pirates of the Caribbean will once again feature a live crew. Space Mountain will go completely dark and feature a new rock soundtrack. And Mad Tea Party in Fantasyland will feature special lighting and music. There's also the amazing Hocus Pocus Villain Spelltacular, the Ride of the Headless Horseman, Mickey's Boo to You Halloween Parade, Monstrous Scream-O-Ween Ball, and Storybook Circus Disney Junior Jam, where this year, Patrick, Nancy Clancy from the hit Disney Junior series Fancy Nancy joins the other Disney Junior pals like Vampirina and Doc McStuffins. Those 3 ladies are gonna tear it up.
Durr.
And don't forget about the special add-on ticketed event, Cruella's Halloween Hideaway at Tony's Town Square Restaurant. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party will run select nights August 16th through November 1st, 2019. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit DisneyWorld.com.
So, if we go to the Halloween party,
Yes.
who are you dressing as?
Well, it's likely to be hot AF, right? Because
Truth.
it's August in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Tinkerbell?
Okay. A little mini.
Something short and cool?
Mm-hmm. I like it.
What about you?
Baby Herman from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Okay, what a pair we'll make.
Yeah, I'll just be in a diaper, but it'll probably just be my banana hammock, painted like a diaper, and then I won't have to really put a costume on at all.
I want you to make me a promise right now.
Okay.
I'm not going to have to change you.
No.
Am I?
Mm-mm. You'll have to change your attitude towards me.
Not possible.
That's fair. That's
Not
fair.
possible.
I'll get some candy in you and you'll love me again.
For a couple hours, and then I'm going to be a
And then you'll
nightmare.
crash. Yeah. Adam,
Patrick,
it is time.
is that supposed to be your James Earl Jones?
Uh-huh. What do you think?
Not great.
Here's my actual James Earl
Okay.
Jones impression.
Okay.
Hi, I'm James Earl Jones.
That's when he's not performing.
Is that a good one?
That's James Earl Jones on vocal rest. Yeah. That's when he goes by Jimmy Earl Jones.
Jimmy.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jimmy Earl.
Jim Jan Jones.
Yeah.
That's what he's his persona. So Adam, you and I and a
Yeah.
couple of our friends and
Yes.
our partners went and saw The Lion King last night.
Transylvania. Mamaki! Isn't that Bubba Go?
Penguins in pajamas, penguins in pajamas. Is that how it goes?
I think that's exactly how it goes. We nailed it.
We did. So we are here to give our spoiler-free review of the remake of Disney's The Lion King. Mm-hmm. And I have to say something here. I think you'll agree with me.
Yeah.
There's really nothing to spoil about this movie other than our thoughts on how it went.
Listen, if you haven't seen the animated Lion King,
Right.
then there will be some spoilers in this conversation.
And frankly, you've had 25 years to do it.
Yeah.
So shame on you.
Yeah.
But this movie was almost, we'll get into it further, a frame-by-frame remake of The Lion King.
It was, yeah.
Interesting. So we don't really have to be too careful about spoiling the plot, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. But as you said earlier, if you have not seen The Lion King on Broadway, the original Disney version, then you may want to skip this episode.
Yeah.
Watch it and then come back to us.
Yes.
Okay. So let's get into it. Let's talk about some specs for the movie first, as we usually do, and then we'll get into our thoughts.
Let's do that.
All right. Our director,
Yes.
Jon Favreau, a
Yes.
Disney favorite.
He is.
Favreau.
Favreau.
John Favreau. He directed also the live-action version of The Jungle Book, which I really liked.
Yeah.
He also directed and was in Iron Man 2. He directed and was in, I believe, the movie Chef, which I really love. Have you seen that movie?
I did see that.
I love that movie.
It's a sweet little movie.
It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
And of course, Elf, one of the funniest Christmas movies in the whole world.
one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what he did in the movie.
Aw.
I know I'm being serious here.
Yeah.
I want to know, when there's so many artists doing very detailed work on a computer, how does the director, who is pulling from source material
Yeah.
and kind of mirroring that source material frame for frame, how does the director fit into that equation of artists and story when it's already been done before?
I almost wonder if his job was more of, and I don't want to step on anyone's toes, I guess, but was more of like a showrunner.
Yeah.
And just sort of making the cast and crew into a cohesive piece.
Okay.
As opposed to molding a new story.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hard to know. Especially, this is a very unique piece in that, as we keep saying, and we'll keep saying it over and over, it was so similar to the original movie.
Yeah.
That it didn't seem to be much direction needed.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't really know, other than just like, hey, I want to see a bird here, or I want to see this happen here, or some comic timing in visuals.
Yeah, I guess he would be informing the voice actors' performances as well. Too,
Sure.
where he'd be saying, like, I need more of this from you, or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
So kind of a manager, a coach, if you will.
John Favreau's going to slap you when he hears that.
Yeah, I can't imagine he'll
slap
be.
your face.
Yeah, we've just totally bastardized his entire job.
We should also mention that he created The Mandalorian for Disney Plus, which is going to be coming out in November. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
okay.
Super excited for that.
I really like his work most of the time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's so talented.
And I'm sure he did a great job with this movie. I just, like, as you said, it's hard to know what he did.
I'd be curious to watch the behind-the-scenes stuff for the making of The Lion King.
That's interesting,
because
yeah.
then that might let me know how he was involved with the process.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a traditional director role, I can imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
Good point. So moving on to the screenplay, Jeff Nathanson was credited for writing the screenplay.
Yeah.
He also wrote Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Okay.
Rush Hour 3, your favorite movie.
Classic.
The Terminal, and Catch Me If You Can.
Some Spielberg films.
Some Spielberg airport movies.
Oh, good point. Yeah, the airport, I was going to say trilogy, but we need one more.
Uh-oh. Airplane.
Not Spielberg.
Let's just put him on it. Dang it. So again, what would you say you do here, Jeff Nathanson?
Yeah, is this a script polisher and not necessarily a complete writer? Because
there were new story elements.
There were.
Very few, but they were there.
Yeah.
And some different interpretations of lines were given. But a lot of it was, I believe, improv too. So I don't think he had a hand in the improv.
I think the comedic actors who voiced some of the characters in the films were allowed to improvise a little bit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But the main characters were pretty much speaking the lines that were from the animated movie.
So what I'm saying is, Jeff, show me the receipts.
Oh, no.
Buddy. Oh, I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail for this episode, I think.
Your Hollywood career is all but over, Patrick.
It just got started, too.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have music and lyrics by Elton John and Tim Rice.
Yes.
Who reworked some of the music in it.
Yes.
And there was a new song that was co-written by Beyonce.
That's right. Spirit. Yeah.
We talked about that on the last episode.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it a little bit more later on.
We
probably.
sure will. Yeah.
And then the underscore of the whole movie was, again, by Hans Zimmer, who did all three of these, did the original movie as well.
Probably the element that was the most changed from the original film, I would say. The score of the film.
Which is not saying a ton.
No, but the music was so beautiful, still maintained a majority of the themes from the original film, but there were some new moments that were really beautiful that were brought to this movie.
There were. I don't know if now is the time to get into it, but let's just go ahead and do it. I didn't love the music this time around as I loved it the first time I saw The Lion King, the original Lion King.
Are you talking about the songs or the score? Like the...
I'm talking about the songs, I suppose.
Sure,
the score,
sure.
The score, it was beautiful and like made the movie, really, I feel like.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry. So if we're talking about the songs a little bit, especially the opening number, The Circle of Life.
Yeah.
I need you to blow me away.
Correct.
With that song. I need to die a little bit and then come back to life because of the song.
Yeah.
All in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
Didn't happen for me.
If you're going to remake a movie, I don't want the songs downplayed in the second version of the movie. I
mean, and it seemed like they did that, didn't they?
It seemed like a quieter, more subdued version of Circle of Life. And I'm like, you've got to bring all of it the second time around. If you're going to redo it, you better redo it, especially when you're remaking a classic film.
Oh, yeah.
You better bring it.
I wanted to be on my feet at the end of this song, and I was almost asleep at the end of it. No joke.
It was underwhelming opening to the movie.
Just fully lackluster. And as our listener Kale had mentioned last time when we were talking about the soundtrack that was released, I actually agree with him now because I hadn't heard it before, but it sounded almost like they just sort of lifted from the old movie and then like turned the joy down a little bit on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was so disappointed.
It was a letdown for me too, I have to say.
Because now we have the Broadway version of The Lion King. And if you want to buy a ticket just to see the opening number, I fully support that because it is one of the most beautiful things to see and listen to that you'll ever experience in your life, I think. And that's not hyperbole.
Yeah.
And knowing that bar has been set.
Right.
And then they did this, it was just like, who fell asleep at the wheel here? Oh, I was so disappointed. Elton John, you got some splaining to do. Sorry, that was a rant. But it is a well-deserved rant, I feel like.
It was extremely disappointing, yes.
Yeah, it's The Lion King, man.
Yeah.
All you got is the music, really. Because the story's fine in The Lion King. It's not my favorite story in the whole world.
You're right.
It's all about the music.
Yeah.
And
the visuals. But
Sure. Okay, so what do you think? Should we... Should we talk about more disappointing things?
Let's keep moving down the list.
Yeah.
And then as we approach like the characters, we'll talk about their songs and things like that. Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Why don't you kick that off?
So the cast. What a cast, Patrick. The voice cast, amazing.
Yeah, couldn't be a more exciting going into it cast.
That's correct. That's the correct way to say that.
Yeah.
So let's start with like young Simba and young Nala and kind of work chronologically through the movie.
Great. Let's judge kids first.
Let's just get this uncomfortable moment out of the way. Young Simba was played by J.D. McCrary, who was on the TV series The Pains and played a young Michael Jackson in the TV series American Soul.
I haven't seen that, but I want to now.
Yeah, me too. And young Nala was played by Shahadi Wright Joseph, who played Little Inez in Hairspray Live.
She was really good.
And she was in Us. Did you see her in Us, Patrick?
I didn't.
Oh, man. This girl is talented.
Okay.
Super talented, yeah.
Okay.
What'd you think of the kids?
I think they did a great job for being young voice talents, I guess, right? Like, it's hard for me to judge children in these movies because they're so pliable and I have to base their performance on what the director told them to do.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know that they're old enough to be free-thinking actors yet.
Right.
But they did a fine job.
Right.
I was not disappointed. They had really pleasing voices, and I needed a little bit more energy from them, though.
I would agree with that, and I think that was a bad director decision.
That's exactly what I think.
And of course, you cannot help but compare them to the voices in the animated film, right?
Absolutely.
And those voices were punchy and bright and energetic. I mean, it was Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
A young Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Be still my heart.
Yeah, yeah. And he just had a great voice for Simba. I don't know who did young Nala in the animated film.
I can't remember.
But again, she had more attitude.
She did. She had some spunk.
And it was just a joy to listen to those two in the animated film.
Yeah.
These two, just as you said, didn't have the same kind of energy that they did in the animated film.
Mm-hmm. And that, I think, holds true for a lot of the movie. And I wonder if that was a Jon Favreau decision to sort of make it a lot more, this is a weird term to use for The Lion King, but realistic.
Yeah, well.
As opposed to heightened.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I missed, they cut the line, the water hole.
I know.
I was waiting for it, and she didn't say it, and I was so disappointed.
That's the first thing I thought of when she didn't say it. I was like, Patrick's
I almost
mad.
left. I almost left the theater.
Yep.
But I was like, I have my popcorn. I may as well stay.
James Earl Jones returns as Mufasa, and he was the voice of Mufasa, of course, in 1994's The Lion King, and the voice of Darth Vader.
That's right.
You know what was interesting to me about this was that when I heard that he had been cast again as Mufasa, I was like, great. I can't imagine anyone else playing Mufasa. This will be perfect.
Yeah.
As we got into the movie, I was like, they should have cast someone else as Mufasa.
Yeah.
And not because he didn't do a great job.
No.
He sounded like Mufasa.
He sure did.
But because no one else from the original movie was in the cast, I was like, just find another deep-voiced actor to cast as Mufasa, because now all I can do is think, why is original Mufasa in this movie and everyone else is different?
Yeah, get like an Idris Elba or something.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Is that his name, Idris Elba?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's sexy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Yeah, you're right. They may as well have lifted his lines from the original one.
That's what I was thinking today.
Although he did sound older. Like his age is starting to appear in his voice now, I think. And so he did sound noticeably, I think, older in his voice.
To me, he just sounded more tired or less energetic.
That's what I mean.
But we've said that about everybody so far. So it's like they all sounded kind of tired.
I wonder if before they got into the studio, Jon Favreau had everyone take naps and then woke them up and was like, and go.
Pre-recording nap.
Yeah.
It is required.
That's what I do for the podcast.
And it shows.
Thank you.
Chiwetel Ejiofor voiced Scar.
He sure did. I really like him.
This was the one standout for me.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yes.
I thought he did a great job.
I thought you were going to think that.
Yeah. Song aside, we'll talk about the song in a minute.
Oh, boy.
But his vocal performance worked perfectly. And it wasn't as laser-like as Jeremy Irons, perhaps, in the animated film. But it really worked for me in this. He was tired. He was kind of haggard. But he was like bitter. It worked for me in the movie.
This was a moment when that sort of, not laziness, but he had sort of a drunkenness to him in his cadence and demeanor.
Yeah.
And it worked well because of that character.
He kind of rests into himself. He kind of like lays back into his vocal performance, and it works for an evil character.
That's a great way to explain it. And boy, is he a handsome man.
Oh, he's so handsome.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That face.
He's a really good looking guy.
We need to take a second here and just think about him.
Yep.
Everyone pause.
He was in 12 Years a Slave. He was in Doctor Strange.
Yes.
And he will be in the upcoming film Maleficent, Mistress of Evil.
He will be. He was also in one of my favorite movies, one of my guilty pleasures, Love Actually. Oh. And he was so handsome in that one.
He was.
Ugh.
Yeah, he's a good looking guy.
He is.
John Oliver voiced Zazu.
He sure did.
Yes.
He sure did.
You didn't care for John Oliver?
Not that I didn't care for him, I just didn't care about him. I almost thought that they either didn't let him do enough John Oliveriness.
Yep, got it.
Or he just came to get a paycheck. I couldn't tell what was the problem there. It didn't connect for me the way I needed it to.
I kind of liked him, I have to say. And this is a blanket statement for all of the comedians in this movie.
Yeah.
Because they all really did do a fantastic job. But I kind of liked what John Oliver was serving in this film. And I think a lot of his ad-libs, perhaps, were moments when he was flying away.
Yeah, those were funny as hell.
It was like stuff that like you kind of had to like really focus in on to listen to his lines. But it really made me laugh. And the whole bit about his relative being a woodpecker or thinking he was a woodpecker. Like that running gag was very funny to me too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Plus, I just love John Oliver, and he's, of course, the host of Last Week Tonight on HBO.
Something that struck me this time watching the movie was his character specifically being the news media.
Yeah.
And him being sort of oppressed.
Yeah.
Like one of the first things to be oppressed by Scar's regime was really fascinating to think about in the day and age we're in now.
Yeah, they made that a moment in this film for sure.
They sure did, but not too heavy-handed. It was just enough implied that I was like, oh, well done. That was actually a really smart choice.
Yeah. Elfrey Woodard voiced Sarabi, Simba's mother.
She is one of my favorite human beings to watch and listen to in the whole world.
She has a very warm, loving voice.
Yes.
Just wraps you up in her voice.
I want a hug from her every day of my life.
Yeah.
And she was in one of my favorite movies in the whole world that nobody knows about called Heart and Souls.
Oh,
Have
I
you
don't
seen
know
this
about
movie?
that. No.
I think you would love it. Robert Downey Jr. is in it.
Okay.
And she's in it, and she's amazing. You have to watch this movie.
Is Robert Downey Jr. a ghost in that movie?
He's not a ghost, but he gets inhabited by ghosts.
Okay.
And she's one of the ghosts.
Yeah, my brain, for some reason, recollected that element, that there's ghosts involved.
It's a really wonderful movie, and she does a fantastic job in it.
She was also in 12 Years a Slave.
Yes.
Captain America's Civil War. She was on True Blood. I love True Blood.
Yes, she was. She was great on that. And Desperate Housewives as
Yes,
well.
yes.
She was so good in
What a
that show.
career she's had. She's jumped from movies to television. She's been all over the place.
She's super versatile, too. She's
Yeah.
very funny, and she's very serious as well.
Yeah. And she was great. Maybe underutilized in this movie?
Well, Sarabi is kind of an underutilized character in general.
I know.
She does have some badass moments toward the end of the movie,
Yeah.
but not enough.
Yeah.
This was an opportunity where they could have updated the script a little bit
That's
and
a
had
good
her
point.
play a better, more powerful character.
That's a good point, Patrick.
Thank you so much.
John Connie voiced Rafiki, and John Connie played Black Panther's dad in Captain America Civil War and, of course, Black Panther.
That's right. That's right. I really liked the visuals of Rafiki in this
Yeah.
movie. They really did a good job of making him sort of the soul of the story.
Sure, yeah.
But I feel like they didn't use Rafiki as a character in the movie as much as they did in the original one.
I think, again, it was tied to a more subdued performance and not necessarily the fault of the actor. Again.
No.
But when you compare him to the performance Robert Guillaume gave in the animated version of The Lion King,
Sure.
I mean, Rafiki is so lively. And like when he learns that Simba's still alive, that kind of like screech he lets out, you know, and
Yeah,
like,
he goes bananas.
yeah, so to speak.
Yeah.
Nice, Patrick.
Thank you.
The Rafiki in this movie was a little bit more, I would say, wise and less physical and kind of more subdued.
Yeah, I guess he was just a more reserved, thoughtful character
Yeah.
rather than sort of the erratic behavior that Rafiki had in the original movie.
Not as playful.
Not as playful, not as lovable and approachable. He was just sort of like the wise village elder instead.
I will say this, and we can get into this more later too. Rafiki was the most believable animal
Oh, yeah.
in this movie. His
It was
eyes
beautiful.
were the most successful.
Yeah.
And I think that's strange to say because that character was most human-like, right? And oftentimes it's harder to capture humans' expressions. You don't
Sure.
believe it as much.
Yeah.
But that character, I fully believe that was a real baboon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100% on that one.
Adult Simba was voiced by Donald Glover, who we all know from Solo, A Star Wars Story, and the amazing show Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
And he was on Community and was fantastic on that. And he was a writer on 30 Rock. And he's also Childish Gambino. And I also have a crush on him.
And he was in Magic Mike XXL.
Oh, I didn't see that, but yes, that's right. He was.
I'm sorry, you didn't see Magic Mike Part 2?
I saw the first one and then
Get outta here.
I failed. I prefer to view that at home.
Oh, my gosh. I watched it on an airplane, and that was very
Oh.
uncomfortable to watch on an airplane, but I powered through it.
Did you request a blanket to like cover yourself?
Gosh, get out of town. I did request a blanket.
What did you think about Donald Glover's performance?
Didn't care about it. Sorry.
I didn't remember, like, does he actually say that little in the animated film as well? He didn't
I
have
don't
much to
know.
say in this movie.
I don't know. He didn't have much to say. You couldn't really tell it was him, so it didn't, like, why hire him then?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
He could have been anybody.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. It was fine. Like,
Yeah.
he was a much better actor than somebody else in the movie that we'll
Okay.
talk about soon.
She's next.
Oh boy, oh boy. And he did a good job at just making a realistic approach to Simba.
Yeah.
If that's what the director was going for. I just didn't care for it. I wasn't thrilled by it. He's not going to get a nomination for anything for it. Man, I keep saying it. It was just lackluster.
There wasn't that excitement there that was in the animated film.
No, none at all. None at all. All right, here's where the world might stop.
Nala
Okay.
was voiced by Beyonce,
Sure was.
who was also in Dreamgirls.
Yeah.
And Austin Powers in Goldmember. And Carmen, a hip opera.
Oh, no.
If you go all the way back.
Yeah.
And of course, Patrick, did you also know she's a recording artist?
I heard. Listen, I think we all remember where we were the day Lemonade dropped. You know, it's just one of those moments in time.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
Yeah.
I celebrate that whole album.
I'm more of a Destiny's Child.
I mean,
Child?
child, please.
Yes.
Yeah. She's a real good recording artist.
Let's all make a pact right now.
Okay.
Let's stop trying to get Beyonce to be an actress.
Can we?
And let's just let her perform amazing songs.
Can we please?
In concerts.
Her concerts are
and
amazing.
On albums.
Yeah.
And let her express herself artistically through that.
Uh-huh.
She does not need to be an actress.
Nope. I went to the Lemonade concert, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. It was her and Lady Gaga are like enormously talented when it comes to recording and putting on a show for concerts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lady Gaga may be more successful at being an actress.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Beyonce, we need to talk. We need to have a conversation. And I feel like I'm the one to do it.
Yeah.
We'll have a sit down.
Okay.
Just you and me. We'll chat about it. And I think I can get through to her.
Okay.
Even just her vocal acting was so boring and forced. And I was just like, stop. Can we stop?
It's so strange that this incredibly talented woman can fill a stadium with her talent.
Yeah.
But when it comes to pulling back, it just doesn't seem like she can't do it when she tries to get really small for the screen.
Oh, that's an interesting way to put it.
Whether it's performing as an actress in a film or this voice acting in The Lion King, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. It's a really clear example of acting is a craft and an art, and not everyone can do it.
Right.
And most people shouldn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's disappointing that they clearly put her in this movie because of her name and didn't care that she wasn't a good actor. It's not unknown that Beyonce is not a great actress. Right? There are so many other wonderfully talented women who could have nailed this and would have been so grateful for it, and it could have been like a career booster for them, potentially, right?
Yeah.
And they gave it to her because she is who she is. It's just an example of like privilege begets privilege. Do you know what I mean? And it's disappointing. That being said, she sang the songs wonderfully. They were beautiful.
Yeah.
But Beyonce has, how do I put it? She has like a very specific way of singing that when she sings her songs, they're so magical and wonderful.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessary for this movie.
Didn't translate
into
The Lion King.
It felt like you had a pop performer doing a Broadway song.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't always translate, and it doesn't fit into the theme of the movie so much.
Yeah.
Though it's beautiful, it was just a little, what's happening right now?
I was most let down by the fact that when they're confronting Scar, she didn't say lioness's formation. That was a real missed opportunity.
Oh, man.
In my eye. It could have been a moment. And like she could have winked at the camera.
She could have been like, all my single lionesses.
Yep.
Didn't do it. Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity.
That whole character was a missed opportunity. Oh, but I do love you, Beyonce. Just not in this movie. Just stop it. Just stop it.
Let's talk about the three hyenas quickly.
Let's do so.
Florence Kasumba voiced Shenzi, and she was in Black Panther and Avengers Infinity War and Wonder Woman.
Sure was. She's German, and she's been in a ton of German films. She's so beautiful.
I thought she was fantastic in this movie. She brought a nice snarl to Shenzi.
Yeah.
Played by Whoopi Goldberg in the animated film.
Yes, I really loved that they made this character sort of the head of the hyenas.
Yeah.
Like the war general of the hyenas.
Yeah, she definitely was more of a leader.
Yes.
In this version.
Yeah, she was wonderful. Actually, this was a standout character for me.
Yeah,
they did a great job with it, and she did a wonderful job voicing it too.
Yeah. Keegan-Michael Key voiced Kamari, and he was just in Toy Story 4 as Ducky.
Yes.
And of course, he's from Key and Peele.
He was also in one of my favorite short-lived TV shows called Friends from College.
Oh, yeah, on Netflix.
With Fred Savage. Yeah, such a good show.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
He is really funny.
And he's going to be in the upcoming Dark Crystal series on Netflix, which I am so excited about.
Yeah, me too.
Man alive. I need our audience to know that Adam was saying Michael Key for a second, and I'm sure he's going to edit it out, but don't edit this out because it's really funny to me.
It'll be in the outtakes at the end of the year, Patrick. And we'll just tie him together with Eric Andre, who played Azizi.
Yes.
And Eric Andre voiced a character in Disenchantment on Netflix. And he was in Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping.
Yes.
And so these two were kind of like the comedic aspect of the hyenas.
Yes, he was also in Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23.
That's right,
Which is such a funny show.
Yeah.
And he's really funny on that as well. Yeah, these two were pretty good.
They were. I was actually expecting a little bit more comedic relief from the two of them, but it was, again, more subdued.
Something we should note is that in the original movie, Kamari and Azizi had different names. They were Bonsai and Ed.
Yes.
And so for this movie, and I think smartly, they removed those names because they are not African names, but Shenzi is. And so they gave them different African names. And a fun fact is that they're all Swahili. So Shenzi means savage, which makes sense.
Perfect.
Kamari means mighty, and Azizi means moonlight. And they named him that because moonlight is sort of referential to your mood changes and you get a little crazy when the moon changes.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And that character was a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
So pretty smart.
Kind of like an odd couple dynamic between the two of them.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. They had an interesting bromance.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was cute. I actually wanted a little bit more.
I would agree with that.
Of all of the hyenas in general.
I could have used more of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the moment we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
The two we really want to talk about.
Yeah.
Billy Eichner as Timon. And of course, we know Billy Eichner from Billy on the Street, An American Horror Story, and Difficult People, and Parks and Recreation.
Mm-hmm.
And Seth Rogen as Pumbaa. And we know Seth from Knocked Up and Pineapple Express, and This Is the End, and Neighbors.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Such a good movie. Billy Eichner was also in Friends from College.
That's right, he was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these two
Yeah.
were the standouts of this movie.
And here's the weird thing. I was worried the most about them. Going into the movie,
Sure.
I was like, "Ooh, what are they going to do?" I
could
like
see
them.
that, yeah.
I like them both.
Yeah.
And they both have voices that match the characters.
Yep.
But they also both have very specific comedic styles.
That's true.
And so I wasn't sure if they were going to meld well together.
Yeah.
And boy, did they.
This is the one instance for me where a character was more successful in the quote-unquote live-action version
Interesting.
than the animated film. So, and I'm talking specifically about Timon in the live-action version.
Yeah.
More successful in that the animators captured that kind of erratic behavior of a meerkat.
Yes.
And paired it so perfectly with Billy Eichner's kind of erratic line delivery.
That's what he brings to the table, for sure.
And also his kind of very dry throwaway lines. It just was like a perfect marriage of character animation and character voice.
Yeah.
And again, was more successful than the animated film. And that's saying a lot because Nathan Lane was fantastic in the animated film.
He was amazing.
But I was almost nonstop laughing whenever Timon was on the screen.
Yes.
And not even when he was saying anything, just when he was in the background and his cute little eyes and the way he would just kind of like bound about. Just so adorable.
So funny, so funny. I agree with everything you said. I think this was a perfect marriage of actor and character.
Yeah.
Where it just made total sense once I saw it. I was like, oh, brilliant choice.
Yeah.
In putting him in there. Seth Rogen also did a great job, I thought, too. It's sort of an underrepresented character comedic-wise. He's sort of like the buffoon, which is a hard character to play, I think, and he did a good job at doing it.
This may be an instance where Jon Favreau came in handy as the director. That's so mean to say.
Yeah.
But I feel like he kind of softened Seth Rogen a little bit and made him, oddly, I'm saying this about a warthog, but made him a little bit more softer and appealing. And it really worked for Pumbaa.
Yeah, Seth Rogen tends to be pretty crass.
Yeah.
And this was a very lovable approach to the character.
Yeah.
Where you really fell in love with Pumbaa this time around.
And both of them, I have to believe, were given the opportunity to ad-lib. And moments of that were included in the film.
Yes.
Because there are some truly, truly funny lines that are not in the animated version.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That really stand out in this movie.
Interestingly, I was reading, I don't know if you read this too, so to encourage the chemistry between the two of them, Jon Favreau had Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner go into a black box theater and perform the movie, The Lion King, as a duo. First with scripts in hand, and then without scripts to just sort of improvise whenever they could.
Yeah.
And they had them do the whole movie, especially their characters as well, obviously. And so much good improv came out of it that they put it in the movie.
And I don't think it's normally the case that actors have the opportunity to perform together when they're recording these lines.
That's exactly right.
And they did, clearly, because they were playing off each other. They had to have been in the recording studio at the same time, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They had them the entire time the two of them were together playing off of each other.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It was wonderful. It was a really good pairing, and like you said, really good direction finally from Jon Favreau in this movie.
That's so mean.
Or
but
any direction at all.
It made me want a Billy Eichner, Seth Rogen television series.
Absolutely. An unexpected match made in heaven.
I mean, I referenced Odd Couple.
Oh, boy, could they do that show.
Yeah. I mean, not for the hyenas, but for these two, it's like a perfect Odd Couple pairing.
Yeah, that would be, I would love to see that on stage.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Billy Eichner has a lovely singing voice. I had no idea.
Does. Yeah, I think he actually got his start, or at least did a lot of musical theater in college, and then he sort of stumbled into comedy later on.
And Seth Rogen has no singing voice, but still charming as heck singing as Pumbaa.
Yeah, it was fine. I didn't care that he didn't have a great singing voice.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of singing voices, should we talk about Scar again for a second? We referenced it kind of a little bit earlier in the conversation. So the song Be Prepared happened in the movie.
Sort of.
Interestingly, they weren't originally going to do the song. I read that they were worried that it was a little too close to home right now with the sort of Nazi Germany feel of the song and the look of it. And then I think enough audience backlash happened that they needed to do the song. So they put it in the movie. It was about a quarter of the length of the actual song from the original movie, and sort of sung by Scar.
Heavily downplayed,
so much so that it almost was like, why did you even do it?
Right.
It was like 30 seconds long, don't you think?
Yeah, it was super short, and it was awkward to sit through because all you could do was compare it to the animated version, which is so strong and has such a powerful message.
Right.
And this just flopped.
It didn't make any sense. Like, it was just like, don't do the song then. Just, there are ways to tell what you need to tell without doing the song. And I wish they just hadn't done it. Or I was fine with him singing it.
Yeah.
Just do the whole thing that way.
Yeah. For me, it was less successful in the arrangement of it. Like, it just completely went flat. There wasn't like that kind of marching drive behind it that we hear in the animated film.
Yeah, it was almost as though like the air had been sucked out of the room.
That's right.
During the song.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was a weird choice.
Let's talk about some of the other songs while we're on this tangent.
Yeah.
Let's talk about I Just Can't Wait to Be King.
Okay. It was fine. I didn't care about it. I'm going to say that about all these songs, though. Like, we can just put a blanket statement from Patrick. I didn't care about any of the musical numbers as much as I wanted to.
This is the first instance in this version where we see the animals actually sing, like their little mouths singing. Did that throw you at all?
I heard that it was going to, but I didn't care. I mean, I've seen enough, like the live action Jungle Book, of watching these animals, CGI animals, their mouths move during songs so it didn't throw me. I just didn't, I mean, I know what I'm watching. You know what I mean?
I was bothered by it.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay.
And specifically in I Just Can't Wait to Be King.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if it was because it was the first instance in the movie that we see them actually singing. I think I was also bothered by the fact that there was no attempt at kind of heightening these songs or like lifting them out of a movie a little bit. Like, in the animated film, they kind of go into this more abstract, very artistic, colorful world when he's singing I Just Can't Wait to Be King. And this stays very true. It's almost like watching a nature documentary and suddenly the animals are all singing.
That's exactly what it looked like.
So I was a little thrown by that. I thought they were going to do something with the songs, but they really didn't do anything to heighten them at all. It just was like real animals suddenly were singing.
Yeah, I almost thought like Sigourney Weaver was going to start narrating behind it. Like on, what was it, Planet Earth? It was weird. I think that's what was weird about it. I didn't care about the animals, their mouths moving during the thing. Like that, I expected that, and it was fine. It was just not very inventive.
What about Hakuna Matata?
Slightly more successful.
Yeah.
Because they added enough comic elements to it, I think.
Yeah.
And because Billy Eichner sold it. But still, they just could have done so much more with it, and they didn't go as far. I would give it like a 6 out of 10.
I think this was probably the most successful song for me.
Oh, yeah, of the movie?
Yeah, in comparison to the animated film.
For sure.
And I actually liked what Donald Glover brought to this song. He was kind of allowed to riff at the end of the song, and they actually made jokes about it.
Which is very funny.
Right.
Yeah. Always riffing now.
The whole film kind of needed more of that tongue-in-cheek kind of playfulness to it. You know, like, these are animals, very real-looking animals that are singing, like, they should be commenting on it and making kind of jokes about it.
And you only really get that when you have Timon and Pumbaa on screen.
Right.
Because they are aware of what they're doing.
Right.
And they are intelligent comedians and can pull off jokes like that without being too tongue-in-cheek.
What'd you think of Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
It sounded beautiful. End of sentence.
I thought they were going to make more of a meal out of that song because they had Beyonce.
I mean,
and because they had the opportunity to take more time with it. You know, it's a longer film. It's not the same length as the animated film.
Mm-hmm.
So they could have made more of a moment of that. And again, I could have stood for it being a little bit more heightened. These are lions falling in love. Let's make it look more beautiful. Let's make it look a little more dreamy. Let's have some fun with it.
It actually reminded me of how disappointed I was in Can You Feel the Love Tonight on the Broadway production of
Sure.
The Lion King, where it sounded great, but it was just like they just kind of stood there and sung this beautiful song.
Yeah.
And it was like, wait, the whole show is really beautiful and spectacular. And you have this moment that's supposed to be so ethereal and beautiful, much like the original cartoon movie was. It was this moment that was taken out of time almost. Mm-hmm. And they were almost dancing on clouds, basically. And then they just didn't do anything with it. And it was like, this song is so good and so popular, and rightfully so. And it almost was like disrespectful to the song to not do anything with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like sometimes songs like that, like I just got done saying that how beautiful and great it is, aren't good enough to be on their own.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, it is good and great, but you have to put some effort behind it visually. And if you don't, it's going to be at the detriment of the song, and that's what happened here, I think.
The new addition to the list of songs in the film was Spirit, the song that Beyonce co-wrote for the film.
Yes.
And it was used in the moment when Simba is returning to Pride Rock.
Yes.
His kind of journey back to Pride Rock to show that kind of montage.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What did you think of the addition of that song?
Should have put it at the end of the movie. It's an end credit song. The way they utilized it was fine because they didn't make it a standalone sweeping moment. They just sort of put it in the background while he was running. But then it is a beautiful song. So I'm torn about it because it's like, well, why would you even make this song if you're not going to make it a song?
Right. Yeah, it felt very out of place to me.
It felt very out of place.
It felt more like a song you'd hear on the radio, which it's meant for, essentially.
Yeah, an end credit song.
And it was also oddly edited and kind of clipped together to get more of Beyonce's lyrics in the song as opposed to just the music itself. So it didn't work for me. It kind of took me out of the film.
And frankly, this was a moment, and there must be some sort of contract or something where they're not putting Broadway songs in the new movies necessarily, or not fully, because Shadowlands from the Broadway version
it's a
of
beautiful
The Lion King, it's one of my favorite Broadway songs out
Yeah.
there. It is so well done and so inspiring, and taken from Hans Zimmer's score, basically, and turned into a musical number.
Yeah.
And it is so successful. And it would have fit so well in this movie, and Beyonce would have sung the absolute bleep out of it.
That's a really good point, Patrick. It would have given the Lionesses a real moment.
Which they need.
Back at Pride Rock, yeah.
They needed that. And that's something that fell short of the script for me, or of this movie in general, where they had this opportunity to make a woman power moment for the Lionesses, and they missed it completely. They let Simba be the hero when he ran away.
Right.
Which, I mean, he was a kid, but he stayed away, too. And he had to be encouraged to come back, and takes all the credit, where in reality, Nala is the hero of this story. Like, she's the one who left, who risked her life to leave to find food for the rest of the pride. And then she stumbles onto Simba and encourages him to go back. You know what I mean? Like, and she didn't get any of the credit, and that's what made me mad about this movie, is they could have turned it around a little bit the way they did in Aladdin for Jasmine.
Sure.
Missed opportunity, which I think is the phrase that pays for this segment of Gays Do the D. Missed opportunity.
There are also a number of actors who make cameos in the film.
Yeah.
Amy Sedaris plays a guinea fowl.
I love her so much.
Chance the Rapper plays a bush baby.
Mm-hmm.
And Phil Lamar voices an impala, and he has a very, very funny scene with Simba.
Yes, the cameos were really cute. I liked them, and I love Amy Sedaris so much.
Yes.
She's one of my favorite humans.
Let's talk about the animation of the film. Overall, what did you think of it?
So impressive. So impressive. What they can do now is mind-blowing, really. Dan, my husband, noted that it almost felt like Disney was just showing off what they can do.
I felt the same way.
With this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, that's really insightful because they did. It was kind of all about the animation in this movie. I'm almost thinking, if you hadn't seen the original Lion King, this would have blown your mind away.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Patrick.
But because the original exists,
yes,
this doesn't need to.
you shouldn't remake something just because you can.
Yeah.
You should have a reason behind it, and that reason should be you can make it better.
You can make
right?
it better, or you can change the story a little bit and enhance it. Just exactly what you said. And they did none of that.
The technology that we experienced watching the movie last night didn't enhance the experience for me. It didn't enhance the story.
No.
It didn't enhance the message.
Nope.
It didn't enhance the music.
No, certainly not.
It was
opposite, in fact.
It was shocking at times to look at because it was so realistic.
Yeah.
But that isn't enough.
It's not enough. And it does make me excited for what they may be planning next with what they're doing. But I wish they had just done that. Just do something original with this new technology and blow us out of the water.
Yep.
And this, because it's tied to The Lion King, such an iconic, loved story, it almost hurt the fact that they have this amazing technology because I was so focused on my disappointment in the movie itself.
Right. Also, we lost a ton of character expression, right? Which is understandable because they're going for realism and the animals aren't going to be able to react the way they would in a hand-drawn animated film.
That's exactly right.
But that hurt the movie. Again, like there were a lot of moments where I saw dead eyes and lions.
Yeah.
You know, like they just couldn't perform the way I wanted them to. And I understand that would look ridiculous. If they were doing the things that the animated characters had been doing, it would have looked ridiculous. I get that. But then why do it if you're not going to be able to successfully convey that kind of level of emotion that we got from the animated film from the characters?
Yeah, part of what made the original Lion King so successful was the comedic timing of the animators and the characters in that movie.
Yeah.
And you simply can't do that with this movie because of what they were going for. And so it takes that element away. And then it makes the whole movie a little bit darker, a little bit more somber, and a lot less joyful. So that was disappointing.
This is extremely nitpicky on my part.
Sure.
But I will say there were a few moments in the movie where it was not as successful, the moments of animation. For instance, specifically, in I Just Can't Wait to Be King, there's a moment where Simba runs into the water and starts splashing around in it. And the water looked fake to me. Like I was like, it looked better in Moana. That's what I was thinking. But when you are so successful at creating a photorealistic version of a savanna, but there's one moment that doesn't quite fit, it really stands out. And it could be the smallest moment.
Yeah.
There was also some moments of character lighting where I was like, the lighting there is just odd. Like they didn't quite get it right. Something's off.
Yeah.
And those moments really popped out to me. But again, that's just me being super nitpicky.
You know what, though? That's warranted. I mean, it's The Lion King. Like, this is one of Disney's prized possessions. It is probably the most integrated IP in the parks and just in general for merchandise for Disney. And so it's really confusing that they didn't go bonkers with this movie. Take a drink every time I say this in the pod. It seems like a missed opportunity for them, that they could have just won all the awards with this movie. And they probably will win some for visuals.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But it's not going to be for Best Movie. I don't think it'll even get nominated for Best Movie. And this is the one that the entire world was looking forward to in the collection of live actions, quote unquote, that are coming out. Clearly, Dumbo was the worst. That was a dumpster fire. But this is a campfire, maybe.
It's confusing to me, Patrick, because I was super excited for this one. To me, I was walking in expecting them to be so true to the story of The Lion King.
Yeah.
And I left disappointed because they were so true to the story of The Lion King that I saw the exact same movie presented in a different way, but it was the exact same movie, and it left me wanting more. A lot more. Should this movie have been made?
I have two answers for that.
Oh, come on.
Well, my first answer is no.
Okay.
Like, it just, based on what I've seen, what we saw last night, I would have rather they didn't do it. But I wanted them to do it. Do you know what I mean? Maybe left in better hands, or if they had done what I think the entire world wanted them to do, then yes, this could have been such a success. But it seemed like they didn't even try.
But yet they tried so hard. Because think about the amount of work that went into that animation, which is amazing. But it doesn't matter when everything else falls short.
Yeah, I think I go back to what I said before in that because the original exists, this one doesn't have to. What do you think? Should this have been made at all?
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, walking into it, I said yes. And now
we both like are on record as saying this is going to be enormous and huge and amazing and oof.
But it's going to make $1 bajillion.
It's going to make $1 bajillion. I have a fun fact about the movie,
What's
actually.
that?
This is really interesting, and I wonder if they planned it out this way. So the original Lion King was the very next movie that came out after Aladdin, the original Aladdin.
Yeah.
And so this live-action, quote-unquote, Lion King was the very next live-action, quote-unquote, movie that came out after the live-action Aladdin.
That's so interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I wonder if they planned it that way or if it's just a weird twist of fate.
Wow.
So that, if anything, is the one good thing about the movie.
That and Billy Eichner.
Billy Eichner and the timing of the releases of Aladdin and the Lion King.
Well, we had a few listeners reach out to us with their thoughts on the movie.
Oh, good.
Janine, who you can find on Instagram at lost_princess325.
Hi, Janine.
Hi, Janine said, I love The Lion King. It was my favorite as a child. This one, not so much.
Oh, yeah, I feel you.
Danny, who you can find on Instagram at Danny Lives Disney, said, it was amazing, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yes.
Danny, okay, great.
Danny loved it.
Danny, write back to us and tell us what you loved about it. Honestly, I really want to know. I'm not throwing shade at you. I want to know what you picked out of it.
And Brianna, who was one of our Pride Month winners, Patrick.
Oh, Brianna.
She won the Rainbow Mickey.
Yes, and she sent us a picture with it. And,
Yes.
oh, thanks. So adorable. She has so many of the Mickeys
She does.
that came out this year.
She has them all.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
You can find Brianna on Instagram at Brianna's_Disney_life. Said, I really enjoyed it. The cinematography was beautiful.
Yes.
One of my favorite details was anytime the wind was blowing, the way the lion's manes flowed looked so real.
Oh.
And I loved that the opening Circle of Life was a shot-for-shot replica of the original. And Timon and Pumbaa were hilarious as always.
Oh, that is a nice bright spin to that. You know what? I have to say, correct about the lion's manes. They were really cool. The way that they made those move around with the wind.
Yeah.
And I did actually like the visuals of the opening number. It was just the song that bothered me because
Yeah.
it did, the vocals and the score, none of the music blew me out of the water.
Yeah.
And that was disappointing. But you're right, Brianna. The visuals were very on point.
Well, thank you, Janine and Danny and Brianna, for your feedback. And if any of our other listeners want to let us know their thoughts on the movie, you, of course, can reach out to us on social media at GDTD Podcast.
And you can always email us at info@gaysdothed.com. I feel like we need something bright to end this segment because we were very negative the way we were in Dumbo.
I don't think we were negative.
Not
I think
negative.
We're just
we were
being honest.
critical, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I think this is going to really divide the audience. I think people are either going to completely go nuts for this and love it,
Yeah.
or they're going to see it as a lesser version of the animated film.
You know, I would love to know, is there an adult out there who has not seen the original Lion King and will see this one?
Yes.
Because, as we were saying before, if the other one didn't exist, this would have changed our lives.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Don't you think?
I thought about that constantly watching the movie.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing to think about. So I want to know, any listeners out there who have not seen the original, go see this movie and tell us what you think. Because I bet you'll have a very different perspective.
And as we talked about after Aladdin, too, I'd be interested in children who have never seen the animated film.
Yeah.
Take them to see this and then show them the animated film. What would their reaction be? Would they find the animated film antiquated?
Yeah.
As Dane pointed out to us with the children he went to see Aladdin
Oh,
with.
yeah, that's right.
They thought that the animated film looked old, but they really loved the live action version.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
I'd be curious to see what kids would have to say about this.
All right, audience, you have a job to do. We've put you to work once again.
Patrick, I think we should play Timon and Pumbaa.
Aww. Who would I be?
You'd be Timon.
Aww.
I'd be the fat,
Oh my gosh.
farting,
I will. You are quite gassy.
or warthog.
No, you know what? That is a funnier character to play, and you would play it better than I could play it.
That sounds like such a backhanded compliment.
I just mean that I am probably better suited for a more well-liked character than you are.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Adam.
It's time for some Quick D.
Hit me with some quick D.
And this week we're changing it up yet again. We have a brand new Quick D segment.
I love new D.
We've kind of done this in the past, but it's never been an official segment.
Okay.
We've never thrown it back at each other.
We throw D at each other a lot.
This week we are doing Quick D Marry, boff, kill.
Ooh.
We are going to list 3 Disney characters.
Yes.
And one, of course, you have to choose to marry.
Okay.
One you have to choose to boff, which
Interesting.
means what?
It means a special kiss.
Okay.
A passionate kiss.
Where? Don't answer that. And kill, of course, means kill violently.
Murder.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to start, Patrick.
Good, because I'm very distracted by this Minnie Mouse right now. The dress is very soothing to touch.
Lady Liberty Minnie.
Hashtag I'm with Liberty Minnie. I like it.
All right, Patrick.
Yes.
Marry, boff, kill.
Uh-oh.
Dopey, Doc,
Oh.
Grumpy. 3 dwarves.
Yeah.
Which one are you going to marry? Which one are you going to boff? Which one are you going to kill?
Okay. I'm going to marry Doc.
Smart.
I'm into money.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
Yeah.
Where did he get his medical degree from?
Apple University.
It was like a ye oldie medical school where like they give you tonics for your humors.
They give you cocaine.
Cocaine.
It fixes everything.
It sure does. So you're going to marry Doc.
I sure am.
Very smart.
I'm into that cash. That cash money. And all those diamonds, though.
Do you think eventually you'll love him?
It doesn't matter, does it? Is that what marriage is about?
It's a Karen Walker approach to this relationship.
We're going to call all of our employees by their title instead.
Yeah.
I'm only going to call him Doctor, frankly. Doctor, can I have $5,000, please? Thank you.
Snow White can be your Rosario.
Yeah, I'm going to turn Snow White into Cinderella. That's for sure.
Okay, so you've got Dopey and Grumpy left.
Okay.
Who are you going to boff and who are you going to kill?
I'm going to boff Dopey. I like him dumb.
Young, dumb,
and full of Patrick.
Yeah, okay.
Is that the phrase? we gotta keep some decor around here. Decorum. Oh goodness. So that means I am pushing Grumpy off a cliff.
That's interesting because I think you would have chosen to boff Grumpy because you like an angry
I like an angry duck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm into Donald.
Okay,
and
got it.
I can only handle so much anger in my life.
Okay.
And I've got Donald for that.
It's enough. So Grumpy's got to
It's
go.
enough. Grumpy has to get out of town.
Okay.
Did I win? What do I win?
I think
Also, Dopey doesn't talk, which is a plus in that department.
Do you think it's just going to be a lot of awkward, like, facial expressions and no sound coming out of him when he climaxes?
Whenever anyone's in bed with me, it's awkward for everyone.
That rings.
It's awkward for everyone who's in the room at the time.
Everyone.
Listen.
Wow.
Well,
it's like an eyes wide shut orgy every time you have sex.
oh my God.
Are the other dwarves watching you?
Well, not Grumpy.
No, I mean, he's gone.
He did.
And does Doc have like one single tear escaping his eye because
No, he better be at work
he
at the time.
Okay, got it. Wow. Okay. What a fun life you've chosen for yourself.
I stand by my choice.
I think you've made some interesting choices.
And I'll be taller than all of them.
That's true. That's a plus.
Thank goodness. That's a first.
Yeah.
All right, it's your turn.
Yep, it's my turn.
Marry, boff, kill.
Okay.
I'm going to go with some of our Fab Five.
Oh, no. This is it. Oh, okay.
It's going to be a massacre.
It's going to be hard.
It's going to be, well, only for one of them. I'm giving you Goofy.
Yeah, okay.
I'm giving you Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
And I'm giving you Pluto.
Okay.
Marry, boff, kill. The choice is yours.
Okay. I'm going to marry Pluto.
Oh, did not expect that.
Yeah.
Reason being?
Doesn't talk. So whereas you went with a non-talker for sex, I'm going with a non-talker for my life partner.
Got it.
And also because Pluto's sweet, right? Like I want to have that kind of relationship with Pluto.
Okay.
A non-sexual partnership.
With a collar.
Well.
And a leash.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is very insightful.
So
this
cute.
is very insightful.
Pluto's so cute.
Okay. This makes total sense because I feel like you're on the verge of marrying your dog, Penny.
Listen, we've had talks. We've had some conversations.
Yeah.
Meaningful stares. She means a lot to me. What can I say?
Listen, I support it. I support it.
Plus, it makes sense because as the GOP has stated for years.
Oh, no. Don't.
If gay marriage is legalized,
next?
then I'm going to marry my dog.
I support it. Love is love.
Love is love.
Adam.
Yeah.
It's a little unsettling, but I can't choose your path for you.
So I'm going to marry Pluto, a dog, but I'm going to boff Goofy, a dog.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the dog pound now.
That dog's going to get a pound.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Parents out there, if your kids are still listening, I apologize from the bottom of my heart.
I don't feel good about what I just said, but I'm going to leave it in.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Problematic. We're getting pulled off the air after
I
this
think
episode.
Goofy would be a fun lay.
Okay. He's very athletic.
He's very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Yet I feel he would be a tender lover. He'd really take his time to make sure that I was enjoying myself.
Good.
And the laughs afterwards, the pillow talk alone, wonderful.
And he's a dad, so that makes him a DILF.
Oh,
A dog.
I didn't think about that.
In fact, he's a double D DILF.
Yes.
He's a dog and dad I'd like to frolic around with.
I'll meet Max eventually. I don't want to make it awkward.
You're going to be a stepmommy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. So wait, you're killing Minnie Mouse?
For sure I'm killing Minnie.
What did she do? Minnie. I'm looking at Minnie right now, the one that Kale gave us, and it's not your fault.
That voice.
Hashtag I'm with Minnie.
I would neither want to be married to that voice.
Oh, no.
Nor have relations with that voice.
With that voice or with that?
I mean, the reactions coming out of that mouth
Okay.
while things were happening
Yeah.
in the bedroom, in the boudoir. Yeah,
Poor Minnie.
I'm good with it.
Okay.
I've made my peace.
Wow. I can't say I support you,
Okay, that's fine.
but I can say that we are in the same room together.
Is it the same room where you and Dopey and the other dwarves?
Nope.
Oh.
Get out of that room. Look away. You know what? You're boffing a Goofy and I'm boffing a Dopey. We both chose stupid people.
What does that say about us?
We're not smart enough to get smart people.
Or we just want to be the smartest?
That's true. We have a superiority complex.
Oh, dear.
We've known that for a long time. Let's be very clear about it. Where we differ is that I married for money and you married for loyalty.
That still feels right.
It does feel right. I
Yeah.
am a merch person
Yeah.
and you're a memories not merch person.
Yeah.
But we both prey on the dummies. Well, this has been a real mistake doing this quick D. It's been a horrifying D experience for both of us.
We definitely learned some things about each other we may not have known before.
Yeah, this is an episode in which our audience can never forget what we've said out loud.
You know what? I'm glad. They need to know this.
They deserve it.
They need to know going forward who they're dealing with and what we've done.
So if you want to join our Patreon page for more of this mess... That will do it for this episode of Gays Do the D. Thanks for listening. To become a patron of the podcast, visit our website at gaysdothed.com/donate. For a donation of any amount, you can receive exclusive Gays Do the D content and help us continue to bring you the very best Disney news and discussion. Continue the conversation after this episode on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GDTD Podcast. Submit your questions or show ideas to info@gaysdothed.com. Have a great week, everybody. See ya real soon.